Hi guys, just a little bit of an interlude here. This is a bit of a cut from our Friday night event. We had Sol.Cypher come on stage, do a live cipher. I got to listen to it whilst at work myself, and I'm putting this up. I'm actually going to download this and have another listen. Super cool guys, good fun project, and a good chance in November to be able to test that brain, get some friends together, maybe make up a group. When you're talking about 10 Solana, up to 10 winners, free NFTs as well as one of one NFTs for the winning team, winning person. I think it's a really great idea. So this is going to be something that's playable now. So as we saw, we had an event. The prize did go out. Sorry, the winner was declared. The prize is put in the Grape system, of course, and hopefully that gains us another member for Grape. So for me, I enjoyed listening to it, and I'm disappointed I got to miss the week. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.
Let's get on Sol.Cypher onto the stage. Thank you guys for joining us, Flipper BW and Crypto Sal. So you guys, please introduce yourselves.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Yeah, just starting out. I think Flipper and I are just long time gamers. I think I dated myself the other day by telling somebody that I'd played Myst growing up. So if you've ever played or heard of Myst, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we're Sol.Cypher. We originally started this project for the hackathon. So I got into Solana a few months back and was pretty hyped up about it, the speed of it, everything else. And the hackathon was announced, and I've also done quite a few hackathons in my day. And Flipper and I have actually done a previous hackathon together, and we won. So I just like went to him immediately and was like, "Hey, we should build something for the hackathon." We didn't know what we were going to build yet, but in the background, we've played, I don't know, countless hours of games together. And a lot of the ones we typically gravitate towards, like we had tried PUBG and we had done some other things together, but like we most enjoyed puzzle games. So we played Portal 2 in pairs, and we played another game called We Were There. Individually, like I've played The Return of the Obra Dinn, which if you haven't seen that game, it's awesome. It's by an individual developer. And then I think Flippers played The Room and a few other things. So lots of different puzzle games over the years we've been played, and that's a little bit about the history of us. And Flipper, you can fill in some blanks if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like you said, we've been playing games for years and years, and we just kind of wanted to make one for ourselves. We think we've played enough puzzle games to be able to be pretty good at it. I've also played the 999 series, which I highly recommend to people. Some very difficult puzzles there, and so our game is kind of mimicking things like Myst and like that, where you get into a place that is called the Old Castle, and you go around the room. Just 2D for now, but you go around the room, and each item in the room kind of represents a puzzle, and you go around solving these very different kinds of puzzles. It's intentionally trying to target different parts of your brain. Some of them will be computer science, some of them will be art, some of them will be mathematics, and trying to hit all of those areas. And the first person to solve is the ultimate winner. And we allow currently about 10 winners to win the prize pool, but everyone who wins gets an NFT that will grant you access to something that is intentionally being left mysterious, but it is going to be used in the future for something quite special.
Awesome. So I've got a few questions for you. Can you explain kind of the prize pool? So is it there's 10 prize winners? Does the first person have 20%, the next person 20%? Can you explain it a bit more?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I Flipper kind of mentioned the general like overview. So, Sol.Cypher overall, like we're the kind of, so to speak, company that builds the game. And the first game is called The Old Castle. But what's interesting is it's kind of like a series. So we will do at least 4 total rounds within this first series. And each of those rounds are going to be connected in some level of theme in the puzzles that you solve and what you get back from solving those puzzles. I think Flipper may have mentioned that there's 2 incentives for playing, one of which is the general prize pool that everybody's competing against. competing for, and the separate piece are these achievement-based NFTs. So each of the ciphers, all 16 ciphers, have a corresponding 1/1 NFT. I'll actually drop some of the art in the live questions channel when my hands are free again. Currently knitting, but actually, so the prize pool, going back to that, so like why play this game, right? So outside of just like the fun of having the ciphers and solving those, there's this prize pool you're competing against, which starts at 10 Sol. That's funded by us. Again, the game's free to play, but the distribution of winners can actually be across 10 total winners. So the first person, it's the kind of first in, first out kind of thing. The first person to solve all 16 ciphers, that's how you win. And as people sequentially come through, that's the position that they win in. And the share of the total prize pool adjusts according to the number of winners. So up to 10, and the first person, if there are 10 winners, if there's only one winner, they get 100% of the prize pool. If there are 10 winners, then it's broken down. The first winner would have 30% of the prize pool. The second, I believe, is 20 or 15%. And if you're position 5 and 10, that's actually going to be about 4%.
Right, okay, that makes sense to me. I do have one kind of very crucial question. How do you stop people from, whenever the first person's won it, like Sybil resistance, how do you stop them from spinning up another phantom wallet and solving the puzzle again?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take
I had that
this
question
one.
too.
So that is a good question. That is something that I think needs to be solved globally. I've had a lot of experience in DevOps, so without without giving too much of the secret sauce away, there's a lot that you can do in order to prevent that. Number one would be just kind of basic IP address stuff, right? If we see that it's the same wallet from the same IP address in the same area of time, that's a big hint that something is going on there. The other one might be the rapidity with which they're solving these answers. If they come in 5 minutes, one after the other, turns out that's probably not a legitimate answer. So we're going to be doing a little bit of auditing. We're not giving out the prize pool until the game is done. So we want to be like, we're not going to give it away the second that someone solves all the ciphers for this exact reason. We want to have time to be able to go in and say, okay, let's make sure that these winners are actually legit. Does this look legit? That's one of the tools in our arsenal that we have.
Yeah, just cracking up thinking about we're not going to do this, but bringing everybody on stage at the same time at the end to claim their prize. It's like, how are you going to clone yourself?
Yeah, we do have some suggestions already in the live chat. Archimedes said, why not use a gate and randomize using Grape and an NFT or a token? And Squad's saying, you could link it to a social media account or some sort of account that validates like one person, one user. These are all like probably Web 2.0 solutions. I think we need to come up with a Web 3.0 solution as well.
Yeah, those are some good suggestions, and we'll think about it a little more as the game gets closer to being live. So nothing's really final right now, but don't worry, we're aware of the issue for sure.
Nice. Okay.
I have another question.
Yeah.
What are you doing about someone who says, I want to play the game together with a friend of mine and we want to solve the ciphers at the same time? Is there anything you want to prevent, or is it allowed to play it together? Or
yeah, right now there's no rule saying that you can't play with somebody else, like share answers on the low. But the thing is, we are going to add a mechanism for if a player gets the answer incorrect once or too many times, it's going to have a cooldown period. So you can't like brute force the answer. The reason that that's important is because people have talked about like, well, what are you going to do to prevent people from answer sharing? Well, the answer, I think, there is going to be misinformation. There will be people who will be trying to get people to answer incorrectly, and that will lock you out of being able to answer. It'll slow you down. So there's some incentives for people to basically sabotage others. That's one thing there. But yeah, like we're not necessarily saying right now that players can't play together. but there will be no mechanism. They would have to figure out the prize pool themselves, and like, sure, they could maybe even sabotage each other. Maybe there will be another Discord where people are trying to find partners. We aren't necessarily making a statement saying that that's not allowed right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with grouping up. In fact, the ciphers are kind of made to have either an extremely well-rounded person or a group of people. The one point here is that you can buy up to 3 answers just straight up if you can figure them out. Those purchases don't tell you what the answer is. They just mark it as solved. Otherwise, it'd be way too easy. People would just make a couple different accounts with friends, buy all the answers up, and then they would finish the game. So there's no way to just purchase your way throughout the entire game currently.
Interesting.
That's good. So that's your
Nice.
monetization aspect.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
So interesting thing. I wasn't even thinking about manipulating others. So I was just thinking about grabbing a friend and trying to solve it together, because 2 brains are better than 1. Yeah, but cool. You thought about everything almost.
All right. So how do we play this game? How do we solve this puzzle?
I just had one more quickly before. With Sol.Cypher, have you guys got any current links with any other games? Like, do you have a look at things like Project Loon, for example, which is based heavily on getting their ciphers worked out to expand the game and the stages they have, open up their land, their symbols and all of that. Have you guys looked into those or have any kind of links there?
So far, we've talked to a few other games. I mean, so actually, when you talk about, monetization or just where's the game going or what does it do for the community, one thing we've been approaching are some of the players in DeFi, actually. And we've had some positive discussions so far to talk about, hey, we've got a prize pool. We're talking about how, you could maybe bring your players or your community into the game and play. And what if we're hosting, it's not like a Sol prize pool, but the prize pool is paid out in Ray or in Marinade or different types of tokens. And that brings exposure to some of these DeFi players to other people in the ecosystem who may not be using them. So there's kind of like a partnership play possibility there that we are currently in talks about. On the gaming side and other games, there's opportunities around what the actual ciphers are and what type of NFT is returned or what the overall prize pool is as well. So like, great, you're competing, if you're first, you get the 10 Sol, but what about NFTs from other sponsoring projects? So those are some other conversations that we've been going through right now as well. Just to see kind of like, the direction that this might go. Like, yes, the prize pool in round 2, like it's possible that it could be paid out in a different token. And then future is something we've been talking about is, how do we bring in players from outside of the Sol ecosystem? And we've been thinking about accepting different currencies. So imagine accepting Ethereum from players who want to pay for clues and or answers, and just try and bring them into the Sol ecosystem and have the payout actually still be in Sol. So that's some other, trying to touch on what you were asking.
I think that's a great idea. Kind of a win-win situation. You get exposure from these other protocols, and they get to engage their community and do some community building with prizes and engagement. Can we play it? Can we do a puzzle?
Let's do a puzzle. In the future, obviously, you'll be going to our website and going through the whole game. Right now, I'm dropping the image into live questions. So Sal has just posted some of the art. And coming from Flipper will be the puzzle. So get ready. In 3, 2, 1. Puzzle has been posted. This puzzle is, I would say, much easier than the ones you're going to be solving in the game. But it's still a little bit difficult and a little bit of fun.
All right. So for everyone watching at home, this is a puzzle from Sol.Cypher. Have a look at this image. Try and decipher the puzzles. These are the kind of NFTs above it that you can win for solving this puzzle. The old castle, they're all the old castle. There's different items. They're probably ornaments in the castle. Awesome. Okay, so try and solve this puzzle, guys, right in the live chat. can you tell us about how clues and hints work, please?
We have 3 clues that are ready to go. We'll give it a little bit of time for people to kind of look at it first. We'll drop the first clue, and then I think we said we'll do it in 30-minute increments. We will drop the second and third clue. For the people that are saying, I don't know what I'm looking at, what's to be solved, that's for you guys to figure out.
I'm in that category, unfortunately. Wow.
It's words, it's letters.
Yeah, Flipper has made some challenging ciphers, and I think there will be a range, at least on the weekly side, on our Twitter account. But I think when you're talking about competing for 10 Sol or even more in a prize pool, we do have to make them difficult, right?
Man.
So smaller prizes, and like more. There's even more pop culture type of puzzles that we've put on the Twitter account. Like the first one we did, the answer was actually Newt, for all the NFT degens out there. But yeah.
Newt, as in from Pingu?
Yeah, the pesky penguins NFT. I don't know if you've seen that, but that's like everywhere on Twitter.
No, I don't know that Twitter one. I know the children's cartoon.
That's actually, I think they just have used tons of GIFs from that, actually, and built tons of GIFs around that cartoon.
Man, creating communities around the weirdest things. NFT culture.
It's pretty weird.
All right, so I'm looking at this. I see some letters. I can't make anything out. Might be Greek, might be letters on top of each other. Don't know. I see level on the left-hand side. LOL. Oh, maybe they get together and make giant words themselves. Ooh, guys. All right, so what's the process to getting one clue?
So in game, you could pay for a clue. In live channel right now, in the stage, we can give a clue for people to start. Flipper, it's probably okay to give one now.
Yeah. Okay, everyone in live questions, do you want a clue? Do you want a clue? Say yes if you want a clue. Oh, look at all those yeses. Look at all those yeses.
I want a clue as well, please.
Okay, first clue is coming from me. Again, these clues they're not going to be all that easy. They are going to help a little bit, but here's number 1 coming up right now from Flipper.
Okay.
Questions.
Shh, guys. What? The polar bear is the largest land carnivore. What has this got to do with polar bears? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Got to work that brain, metaverse. Got to work it somehow.
We have 2 more. They will get increasingly more useful as the clues go on.
All right, guys. Grape community, we can solve this. There's like 40 people in this chat right now. We can do this. Come on, guys. Pull together.
My brain just left my body. That is amazing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You may have to use some outside resources here to solve it. If you're looking at it and you don't know what you're looking at, you may have to start maybe Googling a little bit or thinking about what that clue could possibly mean. It probably doesn't just mean what it says. It's the answer is probably not a polar bear, but yeah, gives a little hint.
Ooh.
I'm going.
Yeah,
so how many of these?
Taki Soul, yes. The scrolling up a bit, the cipher was posted by Flipper. Flipper, maybe post it again, just for more recent chat people.
You want me to re-upload it? Yeah, I'll post it.
Yeah, just.
So how many of these?
Maybe we should
You
pin the picture to the channel. So
Yes, cylindrical mirror. That's what I want. Yes.
Someone asked how many of these there are.
Yeah. But
Yes.
first, metaverse, can you pin this so people can pull it down?
Yep, pinning now.
Yeah, like how many? I mean, this seems like quite a bit of work goes into these. when you get a bit of attention, can you just kind of pump these out, or will you have to hire some big brain nerds to help you?
Yeah, do you have a generator?
No, time because I think where we built the first round, they're not necessarily fully connected to the pieces in the puzzle or the items in the castle. And I'll share a photo of the game board in a second. But they are themed in some way, but they're just not fully connected. It's hard to explain that easily, but there's like direct thought that goes into the name of the puzzle and like what it should be about, and trying to link that to the actual scene. I'll share the scene in a sec.
And while he's doing that, if someone does guess it correctly, we're not just going to stop the game immediately. I want to give other people a chance to kind of look at it, although we will be keeping track of who got it first.
Yeah, you will have up to 10 winners.
True, I guess, but for this particular one,
Yep.
yeah, it's really about who's
2K.
first.
2K, great guys.
Oh yeah, there's 16 of them, by the way, in the first round of the old castle.
16 of these ciphers in one castle, in one contest?
Yeah, about to post the game board, so what you'll be able to see is essentially every item there that you can see is one of the ciphers. And that's, going back to the NFTs that I posted above. Some of those 1/1s are based on, all of them are going to be based on the art that you're seeing here.
Oh man, this looks good. Can you talk
And
to
it's
us?
10 Solana, so they can't make it. They can't make it too easy. 10 Solana, 16 ciphers. You got to work for it.
Yeah, and this is considered an easy one. So in the image that Sal just posted, like that angel would be one, the piano would be one that you might imagine has something to do with audio, etc.
Can you talk to us about your artist? This looks like a nice piece of work. Do you have a contractor who does this work?
Yeah, we have two contractors. One did this, like the game board, and he also did the castle, the item that's on our profile banner on Twitter. And then there's a separate artist who's doing the 1/1 NFTs, and he's like a specialty line artist, so very detailed type of line art.
Very detailed. Makes me think there might be some little clues written somewhere in a corner, on a chair,
No comment.
on the piano on the side. Oh, so many
No
things,
comment.
guys. All right, awesome. That's very good,
Should we
guys.
give him one more clue now, or should we just...
That's up to you guys.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, everyone, if you want another
Let's
clue,
give one more.
say yes in the chat. If you want another clue, I bloody want another clue. Yes, look at all those yeses.
It's a whole lot of yeses.
Truman, you can shut off the chat, Truman. You don't have to see the clue.
All right. It seems like people want another clue. I'll post the second one. You're not getting a third as quickly, but...
No.
And this is a good opportunity to say that the game itself will have clues. Those are also purchasable. They will be quite low in price, but each game is going to, or each cipher is going to have 3 clues available for purchase. So you're not just completely alone. All right.
Yeah.
Second clue coming now.
Let's do it.
Pigs can learn their names at just 2 weeks old. Okay.
Well said, squad. Well said.
Well, I'm looking at Squad Wipe's profile. Senior software developer. That's supposed to help you here.
Oh, it's a software
but
thing.
am I intentionally misdirecting right now? Good question.
You're too nice.
All right.
Is it a polar pig?
Yeah, and the final thing I'll say is you'll know when you've got the answer.
You'll know if
So
you get the answer.
If you didn't know anything about ciphers, how would you approach solving this? That's my clue to people on what to do. If you didn't know anything about ciphers, you'd never solved one before, how would you go about solving a cipher?
Surely you'd jump on YouTube and work out understanding ciphers, how to solve ciphers.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you would start with Googling for sure.
Someone in this chat at some point did give a very good hint, though.
Guys, go through the chat. Go through the chat. Yeah, zoology. All right. Thanks
I
for the
think polar pig. I think that's a hint.
What's a polar pig? Is it like a software thing, developer thing?
No, I have no idea. It's I mean, I don't really know.
No, like that's funny. That isn't, but rubber ducky is, and that's funny because Flipper taught me about that. Which rubber ducky, I don't know if while we're talking, but rubber ducky coding is basically you basically buy a rubber ducky, like an actual rubber ducky, and you put it on your desk, and every time that you're stuck, you talk to the rubber ducky and explain why you're stuck and like where you're stuck in the thing, and usually you find the answer. Flipper told me about this because I used to use Flipper as my rubber ducky, and I finally had to get the picture like to stop doing that.
That's an excellent like mental exercise, kind of psychology working there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool and it works well. I mean, because you find that when you talk to people when you're stuck, all of a sudden you unlock something.
All right, guys, thank you for the 2 clues. I'll just do a quick summary for the people watching on YouTube that might be watching now. So we have Sol.Cyphers. We have our first cipher that has a prize for you. This is the cipher on screen. We have 2 clues for you. The first clue is... Where is it? That's number 2. Where's the first clue?
Bear is the largest land carnivore.
The polar bear is the largest land carnivore. And 2, pigs can learn their names are just 2 weeks old. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can follow this as well. The cipher is still open. You can go and find the third hint, probably on Twitter. Is that where you guys will be giving out the last hint?
Yeah, we'll drop it on our Twitter account, which is Sol.Cypher_game. We'll just drop a link.
Awesome.
The link for that is up the top.
Thank you very much for linking that. So go ahead and solve it, guys. I think I won't be able to get it. I'm gonna try.
All right, good luck to everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Any last words from you guys before you step off? I know it's about 5 a.m., 4 a.m. your time. Don't want to use up too much of your time.
Yeah, I mean, well, one, thanks for having and thanks for folks for participating in this right now. Like I said, if this one's super hard, there will be a range. Some of the ones that we'll post on our Twitter as weekly puzzles, again, they're going to be unrelated to the actual round. There'll be varying in range and varying in what the actual outcome is. So maybe a 0.1 soul or a 0.2 soul for solving something that's simple, maybe more pop culturally. In the round that we will be playing in November, though, they will be hard. It does incentivize people in some way to find other folks to work with. And again, we're not saying you can't do that.
Team effort.
Yeah, silent team members. And that's kind of exciting because it's fun to work in teams on some of these puzzles. So yeah, and I think you can find us on Twitter. It's Sol.Cypher Game. Today we're actually awaiting, hopefully, the announcement of the hackathon. But there may be some additional interesting things in terms of partnerships coming our way, even leading to the first game in November. So we'll try and keep everybody updated. We post most of our updates in Twitter, and we also post updates in our Discord. We will plan probably to have some clues and different advantages for actually being in our Discord and participating there as well.